Hey everybody, how the heck are you? I'm Fastidious and welcome back to my channel, Lamp. It is day 67 in the free-to-play series and actually kind of day 66 as well. For anyone who doesn't know, yesterday I took my first ever day off from the series and from my YouTube channel since I started almost 2 months ago. I was burnt out from Brogni, so I thought I'd take a little break. It's pretty nice. Anyway, there's a lot to catch you up on, so I want to jump right in. We did a ton of champ training. We 6-starred Deacon Armstrong. We've got some epic books to use, champ chase stuff, all that. Stick with me. Let's hop on in.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
Here we go, guys. It is day 67 in the free-to-play series. Actually, kind of 66 and 67. We got a whole weekend of progress to get through, so let's get on in. Let's start with the sparring pit. For anyone who missed the day 65 video, we pulled our first ever legendary champion, the first pull. We've done 2 fusions, Brogni and of course Yoshi, but we pulled Elegaeus, actually a fusion champion, and I'm not going to use him until he's a 50, and I don't want to take the time to build him out. He's not that important to the account at all, so I just threw him in the sparring pit. He's been there since we pulled him. He's already level 18, but we know as you get higher and higher, this is going to go slower and slower. So as a little game in the Discord, we were trying to guess how long this was going to take. We're 2 days in at level 18. So let me know in the comments how long you think it's going to take to bring this guy all the way up to level 50, the max level for a 5-star champion. All right, but let's get to some more interesting stuff than this boring guy over here. Well, how about we start with faction wars? Might seem kind of boring. You'll see these crypts are about to close, but now, these are our 2 best faction war crypts, guys. Night Revenant and Ogren Tribes. By a long shot, actually. So pretty cool to have them open at the same time. We're finally starting to get decent materials to craft Perception gear and Resilience gear in the Forge. Why are they so good? Why am I even mentioning this? Because we're on stage 13 on both of them. Look at that. Stage 13 on them both. Which is really cool because that's why, here, let me go back here. You can get epic or legendary materials. So if we go in the Forge, you'll see. I've mentioned this in a previous episode, but let's just go to Resilience. So, when you get just rare materials, the best you can do is 3 to 4-star gear, right? But then, once you get epic, you have a chance of 4 to 5-star gear, and you use epic materials and rare materials. But to get the chance for 5 to 6-star gear, you need legendary materials and epic materials. So stage 13 in Faction Wars is when Faction Wars really starts to become worthwhile in terms of getting the right materials to forge Resilience and Perception gear. Faction Wars is probably always worth it, just to get some glyphs to throw on artifacts. Even the low-level ones, those can be really good for speed tuning and things like that. But yeah, what else do we have going on? Champ training. So you guys know I took the day off yesterday. Put that in air quotes because I'm going to be straight with you guys. I only took about half the day off. I'm very addicted to this game. I'm going to have probably a separate video talking about, I won't call it a struggle, but how I need to better schedule the game into my life and manage my time with it a lot better. Because I hate that I'm always just on my phone playing, on my computer playing. It should be more of a hobby and less of a burden, you know? But more on that to come in a future video. Champ training, though, takes a lot of points. It was a 5-day event. We've got a day and a half left, and I'm still almost exactly 500 points away. 503 points away. Not 500, 5,000. 5,003 points away. That might seem like a lot, but we're going to be able to do it. But I'm going to have to play a lot tomorrow, unfortunately. But how did we get this far to begin with? Well, I'll show you. We made a 6-star champion. Some of you might be wondering, was it Deacon Armstrong or was it Brogni? Those are obviously the next 2 champions that I was going to 6-star. Well, one of them we already did, and it was Deacon. So why did I pick Deacon? Well, I think he's the best champion on the account right now. It will probably eventually be Brogni, especially it will be him sooner rather than later if we get lucky and these legendary skill books just go right to the A3. This is kind of the move that just makes him so unbelievable. But yeah, I think we're probably going to come close to booking Brogni the whole way out. Deacon, that's going to be a lot easier to do. We've already put, 5 books into him. The max he can take is 13, right? So 2 more, 3 more, 3 more. Yeah, so worst case, it will take 8 more books. We're going to put 2 more books into him right now, though. And Deacon he enables so much. He gets your team going real quick with the A3. And I'm already seeing the benefit of this. No books into the cooldown on the A3. And also, the A2 isn't that great either. No books into the cooldown also. So this is still on a 4-turn cooldown. This isn't a 5-turn cooldown. With this, effectively, it's closer to this being a 4-turn cooldown because of the extra turn, this being a 3-turn. But I'm already seeing how great he is. And we don't even have a 100% chance on the decreased defense. But the fact that he's constantly speeding up your team, slowing down the other one, getting that leech out there on the bosses, and then basically 100% uptime, except for when he weak hits on decreased defense, and it will be way more akin to actual 100% uptime once we have this at 100% chance. Right now it's at 85, but 2 more books. Maybe we'll get them right now, and then that'll be at 100. But I'm already seeing how amazing he is, and we're using him in a lot of content already. Brogni's going to take more work, so even if I 6-starred him, he wouldn't be as ready to go as Deacon, and I'm almost certainly going to be 6-starring him within the next day and a half to finish out this event. So I was like, let's just focus on the guy who's helping us this very second. Why am I so confident that I'm going to be able to do Brogni? Well, let me show you the food we've been working on. It's not much because we only recently 6-starred Deacon, but you will see we already have one. These are future 5-star chickens, right? So they're level 40 chickens, level 40 food champions that I just need to rank up. So we need 5 of them, right? But actually only 4, and I'll show you why in a second. But we got 1, 2, 3 ready to go and ready to be ranked up to rank 5. Then we got another one right here at 35. He's nearly ready. But we only need 4 because thank you, Advanced Quests. We exactly just hit 110 out of 110. We hit this milestone, which is a free 5-star chicken. Don't sleep on the Advanced Quest. It's so cool. So yeah, it should be a bit easier. And yeah, I've got the time. I'm not doing so much tomorrow. A little bit of normal work stuff, but then I can throw a couple hours into champ training and just get this going. And you'll see, we've got some chickens slowly ready to go. But it's going to be a slog. It's going to be a real slog. However, I was talking about Deacon and I was talking about books. You saw 1 epic book, but I mentioned 2. Where's the other one coming from? Let's go into the champ chase. So I min-maxed this exactly to 1550 so we could get this epic book. That was the point milestone to get this epic book. We had a lot of good fortune. I timed out Brogni, fusing Brogni to start off right away on this event with 500 points for summoning him, fusing him as a legendary champion, acquiring him. Doesn't matter how you get him. In Champ Chase, any way you get a champion, you're going to get points for it. And then we were lucky enough from our 2 sacred shards. Of course, we got 1 epic, which was Captain Tamilia. And then we got Elegaeus. Not the best champion in the world, that's 500 points. So it wasn't that hard with mystery shards and farming the campaign to get this pretty quickly to 1550, which is exactly what I did. But if you look, we're in 11th place. Not that far behind. What is this? 176 points behind 10th place. And we've got just under 9 hours left. I'm probably going to go sleep a bit later tonight, so there'll only be a few hours left when I go to sleep. I would love to see, if this guy doesn't move, ampersand, Roland ampersand, I wouldn't mind pushing ahead of him. We've got a nice chunk of mystery shards still to go. Probably not going to pull any ancient shards or anything like that, but we've got mystery shards and I'll be farming the campaign, so maybe we'll get some Hound Spawn or Diabolus from the Brimstone Path stage 12 in the campaign. But we got the 2 epic books now. Guys, if you're not as desperate as me to progress quickly, if you're a little further along, for example, on my main account, I'm not booking out any champions right now. I'm waiting for, I think it's Tuesday when the next clan versus clan tournament starts, so I recommend waiting to do it, but we really desperately need the help. It's good. These books, if they land right, will help in arena immediately. If they land in the A2, that would be an immediate boon in the arena because we'd have a 100% chance, except for when we weak hit, to get the AoE decreased defense. But wait if you can help it. We are waiting on these legendary books. So I am going to wait to put the legendary books on Brogni to help out my clan, but I can't wait on these epic books. So let's just do it. Come on, what do we get? Oh my freaking god! Yeah, we're definitely going to have to book this guy out the entire way. That's another one. We've had 4 now. 4 of the epic books that we've gotten to put on Deacon have landed on the A1. 2 on the A2, 0 on the A3. Come on. Not the A1 again. Come on. Hey, finally we got the A3. That's huge because for not really so much for PvP, for arena, because our fights don't last that long typically. Sometimes they do. Maybe they will now that Deacon might be a bit tankier. Now that he's a 6-star and he's almost fully built. But this is so huge for PvE because the extra turn, which effectively reduces the cooldown of everything else, that will be coming around 1 turn quicker. So feasibly, if we got 3 books here, 1 book here, I might stop and then go back to Claude and then probably finish off the A1. I don't know. The Leech is cool, but I'm using him a bit in Clan Boss. I'm using him for sure against the Force Affinity Clan Boss, which he's helping with. That's our worst one. That's pretty cool. I'm happy with that we actually finally got one in the A3. But I mean, at this point, we've put, what, 7 books into him? 7 books into him. So we're already, like, almost halfway there, or over halfway there to the 13 he takes. So we're probably going to end up booking this guy out the whole way, right away. What else do I got for you guys? I want to show you the champion challenges. We're about to clear our 3rd challenge page. This challenge icon is going to be disappearing as soon as we're in gold. So who knows when that's going to happen, but it will be disappearing. So this was upgrade a spirit champion to rank 6. Deacon Armstrong. Deacon freaking Armstrong. He's a spirit champion. Rank 6. Let's get that. I have 50k silver. Give me a little bit more than that. But that's another legendary book. So that's 3 legendary books we have for Brogni. And then assuming I am successful in completing this champ training event, that'll be 4 that right off the bat we can put on him. And if we get lucky, maybe we can just book out the A3 right away. What else do I want to talk about, guys? Well, I want to talk about what are my future plans for the account this next, let's just say next 2, 3, 4 weeks. We have really good champions right now. Honestly, I was thinking about this. Skullcrown alone makes this account like pretty good for the late game as it is. Like my main account, I have no nuker as good as Skullcrown. The fact that we got her here is pretty awesome, and the fact that we got Deacon Armstrong, a really exceptional turn meter manipulator, but especially consistent and good decreased defense champion. You know what's so cool about him? He's going to be roaring fast, right? He's at 241 now, but it's only going to get faster and faster and faster. Eventually, hopefully we get an accuracy or just any banner that we put on him with some speed stat sub rolls. And then, yeah, we're going to get better gear over time. I mean, he's got pretty good gear, but there's room for improvement. I mean, 17, that's good. 15, pretty good. Yeah, this is pretty good gear, but we can still get 6-star boots on him, and then this is trash, only 10, and then it's not even a nice pair of gloves. But if we got an accuracy banner, we could do another speed set to replace a perception set, maybe get some speed rolls on that accuracy banner. So he could very feasibly be going like 260 or so speed, right? So him going that fast with the turn meter manipulation that comes from time compression, even when we face like magic affinity enemies and we get weak hits on the A2 with the AoE decreased defense, unless we get really bad luck, over time, he's going to be going so fast that this is going to be on a 2-turn cooldown effectively when it's booked out, right? 3-turn cooldown, but with the extra turn, it's effectively a 2-turn cooldown. And he's going to be going so fast, he's constantly going to be lapping the enemies. I've already seen it at only 241 speed. So in PvE content, this is basically going to be like 100% chance to have 100% uptime on decreased defense when he's fully built, all said and done, books-wise at least. So we have that. We have the huge nuker. We've got a great CC champion with Bellower and Stun Gear. So honestly, the team's looking great. We have huge support and carries out of Claude and soon to be Brogni. We got a lot of speed out of Apothecary, some heals out of Apothecary. We got a nice support unit in Yoshi. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying the Sachi is also really great. We got an amazing Resurrector and Cardinal when we need it. I'm just saying I don't think we need many more champions to accomplish what I would like to accomplish in the near future. I have no real need to be like, go for every fusion right now, go for every big 2x shard pulls. We still might just for the content's sake. But what am I really getting towards? I want to invest heavily in these champions that we have. We have up here, what is this? This is 9, right? We have 9 6-star champions now, which is pretty cool. Right? So it's day 67. So we're averaging just almost exactly a 6-star champion every single week. We will have Brogni within the next day and a half. So we'll be at even slightly faster than a 6-star champion every week. And we'll have 10 6-star champions at that point. And they're all really, really, really good, in my opinion. I see no big rush, except for maybe if we want to go Frozen Banshee, maybe if we don't get any luck, decrease attack-wise, we have to go Coffin Smasher. Maybe bring in 1 or 2 of those guys. Up to 6 stars for clan boss sake. But honestly, I just want to work on these guys' masteries, particularly a few of them I'm going to shout out right now. And then I want to just farm like the dragon. And then when we get a little bit better, which I think Deacon will help with tremendously, is the spider. Once we can do a bit better there, farm that pretty aggressively too. So I think that's really how I want to spend all the time. Guys, let me know if you agree with me. I think this is truly the best way to stick with the account. I just want to progress as fast as possible. And we have the champions, in my opinion, to do most content. At least most of the mid-game content at this point. But who really would benefit from masteries? Of course, Skullcrown. Her masteries are the ones I like pine for, the ones I talk about the most. Retribution, 50% chance to counterattack when she loses 25% of her max HP or more. She's got not very high HP, not very high defense, so that happens all the time in the arena. I would love to see more and more counterattack procs happen, combined with the Avenging set, and then deterrence too. A chance when an enemy applies some kind of CC, debuff, stun, sleep, fear, true fear, freeze on an ally. Just those two would make such a huge difference. You'd see her popping off on almost every single hit in the arena with her huge A1, which smacks, which we're already seeing smack, and she's not even in a perfect build yet or anything like that. So Skullcrown would be amazing. Of course, Claude has no masters right now. He could really use them. Deacon, we really want to see him flying. I'm probably going to talk about this in a whole other episode, a whole other day in the series, but I'm still so conflicted whether to go defense tree or offense tree on top of the support tree, which we've already unlocked. And then, yeah, Apothecary could use a lot more work, a lot more love in his masteries. You know, Bellower, he would do so well with Retribution and also Deterrence as well, because he's got the AoE on the A1 and he's in the stun set. So yeah, a lot to do. Only Kale's finish, so I just kind of want to live in the Minotaur's Labyrinth for a while. I'm also building up to a point here, maybe you guys can feel it coming. For anyone who hasn't heard, we have a new fusion coming in just 9 days now. And that fusion is going to be RUEL Huntsman. I don't know how to say that. RUEL, whatever. Rule Huntsman, right? I don't know if he rules, though. Bad pun, but look at this, guys. It's coming May 11th. This is the closest, also I'm sorry to share a Reddit page, but this is the closest I can find to like official news outside of info from other content creators. I think it was probably leaked directly to them. Unfortunately, it wasn't leaked to me. So let's just look here. Tuesday, May 11th. I'm going to have a whole other video on this where I go through his whole kit, but what do I just really want to highlight? Well, he's got an A1, big version decreased defense. There's an AoE on a fortune cooldown that we'd assume can book down. Extra hit under Hex. This guy's kind of all about Hex. Hex debuffs, I think, are completely unheard of on any champion in the game, except for Thea Tomb Angel, who's the first big reward from clearing the hard Doom Tower enough in the secret rooms, the same way you get Archmage Helmet from the normal Doom Tower. So for a lot of people, like me on this account, it's a long ways off, but he probably will pair extremely well with her, because she also puts out Hex debuffs, and now he does too. The only other character in the game that does it is the Minotaur that puts out Hex debuffs. So it's a new mechanic. Maybe it's going to kind of replace, you know, kind of the max HP nukers that we know are kind of getting an effective nerf in the dungeon stages 21 to 25. Who knows? But this guy looks all right. You know, you also got this kind of support move with the increased accuracy, and then the AoE Hex on the A3, and then Perfect Veil and the turn meter fill. So kind of bringing up his turns all over again. He's got passives where if people are under Hex, you get decreases, a decrease in speed on enemies, decrease in resist. Sorry, I'm just trying to go through this really fast. There's like a heal reduction built in when people are under Hex. Basically, my point is this guy is a pretty niche champion as I see it. Perhaps I'll be proven wrong. I'm gonna have a whole video on this, but we're gonna skip this fusion almost certainly. You guys let me know in the comments if you would like to see me go for it on this account. I don't really mind. It seems as though it's gonna be a fragment fusion, which of course is much easier. You see right here, champion fragment event. This guy, he's just like a dark elf nuker. We already have Kale. I know we're going to eventually change the build. Actually, pretty soon we're already going to be changing the build for him to be more of a support poisoner kind of guy. But I just think, but we also have what's her name? Luria. So just, do I really want to break my back in another fusion, not focus on masteries, on artifacts, on the great champions we already have, to get a pretty niche, what I feel like is going to be a endgame nuker, wave clear kind of champion? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm happy to go for it if people want to see just me do another fusion. Suffer through that, I guess. It will be fragment, so it will be easier. But this guy, he's so niche. And look at these cooldowns. That's what I kind of want to call out. And I'm going to have a whole video on this too, guys. I'm going to have a whole video. But a 4-turn cooldown here, a 6-turn cooldown here. You got to assume this is going to come down to a 3-turn cooldown, and this is probably going to be a 3-turn, but more likely a 4 or 5-turn cooldown when they're all booked out. But are we going to spend books on this, guys? Just a nuker? Just a nuker with a really niche interaction with Hex and maybe one other character so far in the game, Thea Tomb Angel? I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. So, when I'm getting into this whole thing about how do I intend to, approach these next couple weeks, what do I envision for the account, I'm kind of getting at, I would love to not do this fusion. I don't really see it helping the account in any big way. I think this fusion is kind of like, with Brogni, you're saying he's like a can't miss kind of fusion. This fusion is kind of like a must miss for I think like 95, 96, 97, 98, 99% of the player base. It's so niche. I know if you can, and if you're comfortable and you enjoy this kind of fusion, if you're not burnt out for Brogni, I say just go for it, because a legendary champion's a legendary champion. But when I read that kit, it seems niche, it seems endgame. It's not the kind of champion I'm going to prioritize building now. So maybe he's worth just picking up and vaulting for a lot of us. Maybe he's worth it for me. I haven't fully decided yet, but there's no way I'm throwing a single book on that guy. He's going to have this just take over Elegaeus' spot if he's not out of there by then, if we do fuse him, and he'll just be in the sparring pit getting leveled up. I can't imagine this guy having any immediate use. Someone like Yoshi, He's not the perfect champion. Maybe he's not even as good as this new guy, RUEL. But at least he was able to help the account immediately. And Brogni, I haven't demoed him yet, but he's a monster. And once he's fully built, he will be in all content. This is the kind of fusion that I'm willing to break my back over. RUEL, not so much. So moral of the story, look, the day just changed over. Moral of the story, I would love to just focus on these 10 champions we have that I love so much. Get the masteries going, get the great gear going. But if you guys are dying to see it, I will go for the frag fusion. I will say I'm going to very willingly go for it if they release the schedule and for some reason it looks really doable, easy. If it's I'll say if it's at least as difficult as Yoshi, then maybe it's a toss-up. If it's slightly easier, then it's like a gimme, I think. So then I'll definitely do it. It's kind of hard. I've been thinking about it. On a free-to-play account like this, the way you min-max on top of just using your energy in the right way, this, and this, choosing the right people to build, just basically spending your time and your resources the right way. The other way you min-max is getting resources the right way, and the way you do that is by timing your actions with events and tournaments. That's not a novel idea. I mean, I've talked about it plenty. I think almost any content creator that talks about free-to-play content has as well. But it's you wait to level up your gear when there's an artifact enhancement event. You wait to train your champions when there's a champ training event or tournament, so on and so on. So if we do choose to ignore the RUEL frag and fusion, which I'm very comfortable doing, we still will probably we're going to have silver saved up because it just happens naturally over time. We're going to have artifacts we're going to want to build if we're farming dragon a lot and the similar things like that, the spider as well. We're going to probably still have to time our artifact enhancing with the artifact enhancement events that line up with that fusion. Because as we know, during a fusion, all these events, they were all just Brogni events. They're all going to be RUEL events, right? So, yeah, I feel like I might honestly feel like I have to do it, not even just because I have to get the champion, but just because if I'm going to be doing these events anyway, so on and so on. All right, I'm rambling. Let's just do one arena battle and get the heck out of here. But yeah, guys, I'm pretty pumped. This might be a tricky battle. Let's give it a go. Let's run Apothecary instead of Kale. I'm pretty pumped that we got Deacon to 6 stars. I can't wait till he's fully ascended and at level 60. I'm curious to see how tanky he is because he has good base stats. Look how he just fell right there, though. So no counterattack proc. You better believe if we had the masteries, there'd be a good chance that would have happened. I guess let's throw a heal here. Give me some true fear. Only one. That's tragic. Yeah, this isn't going to cut it. All right, let's get out of here. That's a quick team. Speed is a big issue in Silver 3. Like, getting outsped all the time. All of the time. Let's throw a refresh out there. Let's do one more. If we lose, we lose. I think I fought these guys before. I think we can beat these guys. Yeah, let's give them a go. Maybe not. I don't know. I've definitely fought a team with a Jingle Hunter lead and a Ghost Spawn debuffer. Let's see if they slap. That's a great proc, and this should be an AoE. Yep, because the increased stack was up, and here we go. But you saw they outsped us again. Kind of frustrating. Look at that hit at a Deacon. You killed someone with your little debuff move. Cool. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I've been Fastidious. It's free to play, it's free to click, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. All that being said, I'll see you in the next one.
Fastidious.